Alrighty guys, first off I wanted to start this video with a shout out to Alden Long. He just did a shout out video for me, so I wanted to send a shout out to him. Check out his channel. He's got 66 subs and 8,800 views. I'll put a link in the description. And so now the other part of my video, I'm gonna go look at the snakes. What I wanted to cover was, I've been getting a lot of questions every time I post something about my sub-Saharan ball pythons that I have for sale. And people, you know, the main thing is, what is a sub-Saharan? These tubs are empty, just so you know, there's not escaped snakes. I just sent out 3 shipments today. Sub-Sahara, alright, let's go through the basics first. Ball pythons, obviously, come from Africa. They have a range in Africa. Now, that range in Africa could be, you know, 3 or 4 different countries in Africa. But the biggest thing about is, like, okay, when ball pythons breed, they don't all congregate into one area. They don't all come from every country where they're found and, you know, have a giant snake orgy and, you know, then go back to where they came from. There are small populations in isolated pockets of breeding snakes. You know, I mean, so basically, these pockets, sometimes they're divided by mountain ranges, sometimes they're divided by roads, sometimes they're divided by forests or lakes or rivers, you know, and sometimes, very occasionally, you know, a new member will make its way into the population. But for the most part, most breeding populations are isolated. And that's why when you're looking at a map of Africa and you're looking at morphs, different morph variations, they're all the same morphs are generally found in the same areas. So meaning, a Mojave. Most of the Mojaves are found in the same breeding population of Africa. So any wild-caught Mojaves are caught in that area. The same goes for yellow bellies, fires. I would assume like het red xanthics and red xanthics, pastels, same thing. You know, every morph that they get in the wild, they find in the wild, generally in small isolated pockets. Well, the quote-unquote sub-Saharan animals are from an area in Africa where ball pythons typically get huge. Alright? This is my Nexus Dinker girl. She's a pretty big snake. She's a hefty animal. You know? She's a decent sized snake. I have big hands, so you can see that. So the sub-Saharan animals are known, you know, like let's say their average ball python from every other area tops off generally around, we'll give it a max of 4,000 grams. I may be wrong, but this is just an example. The sub-Saharans are known to be 5,000 plus. Ian from Outback Reptiles, Ian and Josh, imported a couple years ago 8,000 gram female. 8,000 grams. Think about that for a minute, alright? This girl, when she laid, was 3,200 grams. She looks hungry. I just ate her. I just fed her like 2 days ago. But she was 3,200 grams when she bred. Could you imagine an 8,000 gram snake? Well, I'll get an 8,000 gram ball python, I should say, because that's normal for like a berm or something. She laid 20 eggs, something like that. So, yeah. Sub-Saharan ball pythons are from an area where they get bigger. And a pretty key example of this trait is, let's look at my yellow bellies as comparison. Alright. Alright, here's a male who hatched about a week before this next animal I'm going to show you. I've been feeding them on the same schedule every week. But the thing is, first off, she's my garbage disposal. She eats whatever nobody else eats. But she's also eating a lot more. But even with eating, I mean, by a lot more, I mean like 1 extra meal a week, you know? She should not be more than twice the size of this male. But she is. So I have a feeling she's going to grow, and she's going to grow fast, and she's going to be huge. And if she can get, you know, massive, that would be awesome. That 3,300 gram female I just showed you, her mother, I don't own her, but her mother hit 6,200 grams this season and gave her owner 12 eggs. And which makes it even more impressive if my animal gave me 11 when she was half that size. So, yeah, I just wanted to explain, you know, region and what it has to do with morphs. Now, I don't know about dinkers and stuff like that. I mean, because like this is a captive hatch dinker, so it came from Africa somewhere. But, I mean, essentially it could just be a normal, just a really nice normal. I have to wait until she's big enough to breed in order to prove her out. I think there's something going on with her, because, I mean, look at those flames and that belly, and she almost looks like a Het Russo, but we'll find out later. And like, I don't know what area this girl came from. She doesn't look like a normal at all. But I'll find out, you know. Well, I won't find out, but I'll find out if she's not a normal. So yeah, anyway, before I keep rambling, I am going to cut it off here, at least this part of it. I will be doing animals for sale soon, because I'm going to be changing my projects around. I'm probably going to sell both of my adult yellow bellies, because I'm holding back babies instead. I want to concentrate more on this girl, the one I just showed you, because I think she's going to be a monster, and she's a really nice yellow belly. And before anybody says she's a normal, she is definitely not a normal. You can see that straight up. And then I've also got this male yellow belly here that I want to experiment with, because he's really dark. We've covered this one before, but he's so dark for a yellow belly. And I wasn't planning on holding back any males, but he's also a male sub-Saharan, so he'll get big. So I figure for my ivory project, I'll just breed these two together, because I'm not in a hurry to get an ivory anytime soon. So I'll work on that, and I'll sell off my original male, my male yellow belly. I'll sell off my captive hatched female yellow belly, and see what I can get for her. But I mean, she's 800 grams. You know, 800 to 1,000. I haven't weighed her in a little bit, but she'll probably breed next season. So that would be a good for somebody who wants to breed yellow bellies next season, or prove out their own line, because she's captive hatched and I haven't proven her. So I mean, I trust Outback. They know what they're talking about, and I bought her from Outback, and so I wouldn't doubt that she's a yellow belly. But anyway, then I gotta decide what I'm gonna do with that female cinnamon, the adult female cinnamon, because I think I'm not gonna go for super cinnamons. I want to, but I've seen a lot of stuff lately with them coming out deformed, and I'm worried about that. You know, I'm in it for the animals I can create, but I'm also in it for the health of the animals. So I don't want to pump out a bunch of deformed babies that I'm gonna have to put down. The red xanthic is still for sale. If anybody's interested, let me know. And then I got a couple more babies in here for sale. Soon I will post them either on video and probably on King Snake. So that's it. Out.